Hello, good morning. It's Friday the 11th. I'm FX Blue and this is the market brief. So what a time to be a Chelsea fan. Abramovich has always admitted his friendship with Putin, but he's always denied being one of his inner circle. Nevertheless, the government made a decision that they have a close enough relationship, and along with 6 other oligarchs, Abramovich was sanctioned. He had already put the club up for sale, but the sanctions mean that any sale will be done on the government's terms now. And if you want to watch a game going forwards, you need to be, or you need to know, a season ticket holder. Of course, this is not going to affect Putin directly. Rumour has it Putin's a Palace fan anyway. But it is another move to make life as difficult as possible for those close to Putin. Just help put the pressure on. The MPC meeting is next week. They'll vote on monetary policy, and they'll also deliver the latest review of the UK economy. Now, the war in Ukraine is expected to knock about 1% off GDP this year as energy prices and commodities continue to rise. And inflation forecasts have been revised up from 7.5% to peak over 9% now. In the market, sterling remains pretty volatile. Yesterday we pulled back to about 130.85 against the dollar as the hopes of any negotiated settlement in Ukraine fell away. We open around that level against the dollar this morning and just below 119 against the euro. Over in the US, inflation rose to a high of 7.9% in February. That headline number does not include the higher prices of oil and gas since Russia invaded Ukraine. So inflation is going to peak at much higher levels than previously forecast. As such, the prospect of a 50 basis point rate hike at the Fed meeting next week is now firmly back on the table. The good news, though, is that the US is forecasting less than a 0.25% reduction in growth from the war in Ukraine. That means that they're facing higher inflation and similar growth. So those in favour of front-loading the rate hikes may garner more support when the votes are submitted. We'll find out next week. In the market there, the dollar index benefited from the lack of progress in the talks between Russia and Ukraine. That rose to about 98.60 when it was confirmed the two sides are still extremely far apart. And euro dollar opens this morning around 110. So that's it from me, capping off another week. Hope you have a great weekend. Do join me again on Monday.
If you do not have a clue, then just tweet through and ask FX Blue.